And that's ultimately what I would argue is the worship of any other god becomes the worship of self. Take the false gods of the ancient Near East. The reason they worshipped those gods was because those gods would do things good for the person. That's not worship of the god, that's worship of self. What you want is something out of self. And if we approach our worship to God about what we get out of it, then we're worshiping ourselves. And that's the same thing with money. What Scripture tells us is the reason we work is not so we can have it so that way we have something to give. That's what Ephesians 4 tells us. And so in all those things, Anthony's right. And that's where it's more than just making God a priority or even the priority. It's seeing everything we do as worship and obedience to Him. And if everything we do is worship and obedience to Him, we can't say, well, I'm not going to go to church so I can do this other thing, because there's a command to go to church. We must gather together. And the same way of all the other commands, if we think, well, I'm going to go do this, but I'm not going to do this thing that God has commands, what we've actually done is we said God does not deserve the worship over here. So, in everything we worship God, but God gets to define how He's worshipped.